What is up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new ShawnSetGO video. Today we're going to be talking about the Undermine patch notes. This is going to be probably a longer video, so I'm going to cut out a lot of this just to kind of get to the nitty-gritty. So we're not going to be talking about classes just because it's going to take too long to talk about even just one class. Let's just talk about the big overview, kind of what you need to know going into the new patch. So starting with the front here, it says, as the adventure continues in the war within, travel deep into the capital and of Goblin's trade empire, Undermine, continue the pursuit of Xalatath, and confront Gallywix's forces in sprawling city streets of a city suffering from conflict between the four major cartels, Bilgewater, Blackwater, Steamweedle, and Venture Co. This video here that's shown here is basically a visual. I mean, you can summarize it in this one sentence, basically look at it pretty lights. It's a big visual showcase of everything. Not really much is shown except for maybe, I think there's like a golf course that's shown at one point in the video. So maybe you'll have sort of games, but really just the visuals showcase. The rest of it's just kind of like the typical humor you'd expect from a preview. But before we jump into this fully, of course, if you're liking the video at any point, give it a like, subscribe to the page while you're at it, because the subscriptions help, and they help build our channel and get our channel noticed by, I don't know, other players. It's the hope. maybe the other retail players out there that are all scattered about in different platforms. So anyways, let's take a look at it. It says, travel deep into the Goblin city of Undermine, the capital of Goblin's trade empire. It is a city like no other before in the World of Warcraft and stands as a testament to Goblin intelligence and creativity as experts in both technology and alchemy. As our adventures continue, we will learn more about the Goblin culture and society that we have never been able to see before. We'll learn what is important to them, the problems that they are trying to solve, everything that makes them truly unique, what they're capable of as a society. We'll dig a bit deeper beyond just their humor and explosions, though there will be still explosions and a lot of mayhem to be found. So my first thoughts when thinking about this, I do personally think that this kind of happened with kobolds, right? In the first part of the War Within. It was interesting to see that they had a little bit more complexity, that the no take candle actually comes into like from a place of like anxiety and fear. And there's a lot of other things that bump in the night that make kobolds a little bit more complex. But that being said, I really wasn't interested in them being more than that. I feel like goblins might fall along the same lines where it just feels like we're just telling unnecessary information. It's okay for things to be single dimensional or things not to be complex. We don't have to make everybody's emotions important, in my opinion. So it says, as the adventures continue in the war within, travel deep into the capital of the Goblin's trade empire. It says, while Undermine, learn more about the Goblin culture society. There are several places you'll venture while journeying through the Undermine. Here are some of the notable points of interest. Slam Central Station, some home of the rocket drill train that ferries folks from the ringing deeps to Undermine and back again. The first stop on your Undermine adventure, according to the hotel concierge, Pax Top Skimmer, the Incontinental. Isn't Incontinental like not being able to like hold the restroom? Hold on. Hotel is the best of the best. It's centrally located, isn't full of nasty, dark fused thugs, and we keep the Croach population de-escalated. Okay. Galagio, feast your eyes on the Galagio, festooned in colorful lights in the lap of Goblin luxury. Demolition Dome, home of the PvP arena, Cage of Carnage. Demolition Dome is not for the faint of heart. Undermine cartels is all about who you know or who knows you. If you want something in Undermine, you need to know the right people. 4 major cartels are run by notorious goblins like Monty Gazlo, Baron Revel Gaz, Marin Noggenfogger, and Grimla Fizzlecrank, and with a 5th cartel looming on the horizon. So I guess more than just the 4 that we're familiar with. Okay. Cartels in Undermine are always looking for temporary contractors for quick gigs lasting 1 week with no restrictions on who you choose to ally with, though your experience in the Undermine changes based on which cartel you choose. Whichever cartel you decide to align with, it's up to you. And Katie Racketing in the Incontinental Hotel can help you decide. When you earn reputation with any of the cartels on a new open world Renown track, you'll gain access to unique goods, including an explosive new achievement title and rocket mount, the Top Skimmer Special. I will say personally, I don't know if I'm the best advocate for this, but I honestly, the whole Renown tracks and different ones, I don't think that translates to like how reputations used to work in World of Warcraft with like reputation vendors, etc. I think Renown tracks are kind of it's just long and drawn out, and you end up just kind of either grinding it heavily or doing the ones you want first and the rest is just kind of a slog. I don't think that any of them are super important except for the very early on game. Afterwards, it's not essential. All the extra daily quests and information there, like if you have a need to 100% fill those, then you can. So but I don't think you have to. So it's kind of a good thing in a way, because you don't have to do those things, but it is kind of irritating to me that it seems that we're going down this pathway of having to have multiple reputations that are basically all the same thing. You're just doing quests in that particular zone, which I know a lot of people are going to say, well, isn't that the way reputation vendors work? Not really. Reputations was very specific sets of quests with a limited amounts. You could grind some, but not all. A lot of it was just kind of daily logins to keep you invested in those areas, to kind of keep those areas bustling. Nowadays, I don't think that really applies in the same way. You rarely, if ever, spot people or things happening. The areas don't feel living or important enough. It just seems like we do our random set of quests and that's it. I have no desire to max my renowns. I'm not saying that everyone has to be like me, but it just, to me, there's zero interest that I have in this kind of stuff. So I really hope that these renown tracks, these essential reputation areas, that they have something worth and interesting, because to me, it's just not there. It feels like at a point where servicing the gameplay mechanics they want us to employ, we're not making things interesting and trying to invest people. All we're doing is saying, hey, you remember how there was like 4 renown tracks you could do before? Well, now there's another 4. And so everything is kind of split into these 4s where you're splitting your time and attention. And inevitably, if you just jump into end game stuff, none of it matters. So unless you're really into cosmetics or you're really into mounts, etc., it's just not as important as it should be or needs to be. So I'm not a big fan of this whole concept here. Bilgewater Cartel, Monte Gazlo's crew from the brilliant inventors, explosive geniuses. Bilgewater is home to some of the brightest goblins ever. They made a bid splash joining the horde, but an Undermine they can use all friends they can get. Look at the Bilgewater Cartel doing business out of Bilgewater Flats near Demolition Dome. The Blackwater Raiders might be a newer cartel, but with Baron Revelgaz at the helm, they're already making waves in the shipping and luxury vacation industries. They can move any cargo anywhere, anytime, and it's nice and legal. Well, it's mostly legal. They do all their dealings out of Blackwater Marina and the Undermine. Steamweedle. Marinogenfogger is the trade prince of the cartel. Steamweedle is the oldest and largest cartel in Undermine and has its hands in almost every industry spanning Azeroth and beyond. But these days, under Noggenfogger, it's all about premium grade alchemy. Seek out Steamweedle in the Vat Works area of the Undermine Venture Co. Some might take issue with the ways that Venture Co. acquires its resources, but no industry can run without materials. You want nice, find a book club. You want to build something, Venture Co. has what you need. While they lack a top goblin, Grimla Fizzlecrank keeps things in order. The Venture Co. is located in the heaps of the Undermine. So I mean, it's not really saying much. I mean, it does seem like Steamweedle has, or what I'm hoping. This is what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that what this is saying is that Steamweedle is a great place for people who have alchemy professions, maybe something specific for them. Whereas this Venture Co. maybe leading into something like WoW Midnight, you could see vendors that could give you something for resources in that regard. But for now, it's something that's interesting, say, for giving you resources for your vehicle. And then Blackwater, I mean, it doesn't really say a lot about what it is. It's shipping and luxury vacation industries. So I don't know necessarily what that translates to. To me, like, unless these translate into something, like, it doesn't really make sense for them to be these 4 separate things, unless they specialize in something that, like, everyone has one that they're going to prefer to go to for their thing. So whether it's for professions or for classes, I mean, that's the way I'm hoping it is, but I don't really see that here. So I hope that they separate these based off of what people's interests are in the game, so these make sense. I don't want to do all these. It doesn't make sense for me to do all these. But everything having a little bit of something for everybody, to me, it's just a big time sink. So it's just kind of boring to me. It's a race against time to stop Dark Fuse and Venture Co. Stop the Dark Fuse and Venture Co. from blowing up a dam to smithereens that would flood the ringing deeps. Wait, why are we working for Venture Co? Is there good and bad Venture Co now? Is that the idea? 2 significant areas make up Operation Floodgate, the waterworks and grid, and you must pull out all the stops to bring the hurt to some pesky goblins before you go grab the Operation Floodgate, disposing the garbage quest for the pack's top skimmer. Ugh. Bosses, Big Mama, a prototype mech code named Big Mama, piloted by Silva Stratuspark, okay. Demolition duo, Kiza, Quick Fuse, and Bronze are Ventrico, Brains and Brawn, a duo contracted by Gallywix to implement the explosive restructuring of the Waterworks Dam. And then Swamp Face, buried beneath the riverbed at Waterworks, lies a hibernating beast. Amidst the commotion around the dam, Swamp Face awakens and emerges from the mud in a groggy rage to squash the first thing that moves. Giesel Gigazap. At the heart of the Waterworks Dam, the electric mastermind Giesel Gigasnap, a zap, siphons power for the project. I want to say that I'm struggling to read over these words, and that's just kind of like how I struggle to read sometimes. But dang, can any of these be easier to say? I feel like none of these are going to be memorable whatsoever. They're all just confusing to say and not really memorable at all because they're trying to make like puns out of all of it. I think the only one that's going to be memorable is Noggenfogger. And I think I'm only going to remember Noggenfogger. I'm not even going to remember like the first name Marin. Grimla, Frizzle, none of these are very memorable. Gazlo, of course. I mean, those names at least I guess makes sort of sense, but like none of this sounds super memorable. The names just kind of don't really spark any sort of interest. So I think that's kind of a big miss to me. Like, it seems like a simple thing, but to make names memorable and pronounceable, dear Lord. Carve out a rewarding career in the Undermine cartels. So while in Undermine, you meet the 4 major goblin cartels, notorious goblins. As such, which of these cartels you align with are up to you. Your experience will change within the Undermine depending on which one you choose. Let's see if we can find out what these lead to. It seems more like just like visuals. Yeah, there's a lot of visuals. Doesn't really say what it is. Yep. Elixirs and potions. Fuels, poison, chemicals, alchemy, you name it. Glowing goop near the Blockwater. Dirty pirates. Okay, they operate out of Booty Bay. That's interesting. Shipping, receiving, hassling. Finally, we got Ventrico. Heaps, it's a dump. So I guess they have resources. Heavy machinery. Okay. Still, it doesn't feel like I got a lot of that, but okay. Okay, the 4 here. Well, let's take a look. From brilliant inventors, explosive geniuses, home to some of the brightest goblins to ever live. Okay, oldest cartel. It's all about premium grade alchemy. Yeah, just shipping and then resources. Yeah, I mean, I want these to be more clear as far as what they're offering here. I mean, even if they made it like this one is good for resources when you need resources, whether that's for resources for professions or say for endgame and you need like tokens of some sort or currency of some sort. Explosive geniuses, maybe this can offer you cool buffs and items that you can use as an alternate to alchemy, because this one's all about alchemy. Like it's like alternate buffs that you can use, items that you can use. Engineers for sure. Alchemy, stuff that's more related to that profession, but maybe also things that can take the place of, I don't know, like to me it's not decisive enough. Like whoa, they're the shipping and location vacation industries. I don't know what it means at all. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, what does that mean in the context of I'm farming a reputation vendor for you? It doesn't really give me the information there. I don't feel so. I don't know. Rewarding career in cartels. You get the mount. Okay, here we go. So let's see. You gain access to unique customizations of drive. So maybe these are to give you different parts to your vehicle. Maybe that's the idea. So let's see. Deal's a deal. Cartels of Undermine, Renown unlocked. Okay. Shipping and handling unlocked. Scrap unlocked. Trash diving treasures unlocked. Resonance crystals, profession recipes, valor stones, weathered crests. Complex rare hunting. You've learned to find some of the more notorious targets of Undermine. Is this like Rare Scanner? The add-on? Veteran Fuel Equipment. Let's see. Okay, so you can get higher item level equipment. Scrap upgrade. Your shovel rate at scrap heaps is increased. Resonance crystals. Shipping and handling. Let's see. 50% increased rewards. Let's see. You earn the right to act as a courier shipping goods across Undermine. Maybe like a world quest thing? Or maybe like an event quest thing. Kind of like how they have the like the few events that you can do tending to the spark or whatever it was. Maybe it's kind of like that. Weathered crystals, coffer keys, a tabard, another scrap upgrade, crests upgrade, dumpster diving. Speak the top skimmer at Incontinental Hotel to learn how to dumpster dive, including valuable materials within, so we can get more crests, maybe? I don't know. Chet. Receive a chat. List of activities to complete rewards. Maybe it'd be another like a repair vendor drop. That'd be kind of cool. Like a Jeeves. Scrap upgrade. Champion gloves. Okay, 636. Hyena mount purchasable. Profession knowledge books purchasable. Cosmetics. Crests. Cosmetic cloak. G99 breakneck. Heart. Maybe it sounds like for the vehicle. Rocket mount. Title. Enchanted rune crests. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I mean, so I mean, scrap, shipping and handling, Chet. It's like three things. The rest of it is just items are already seen. Oh, diving for treasure. So dumpster diving. Shipping and handling, scrap, dumpster diving, and then Chet. The rest of it's just kind of stuff that we've already seen. So hopefully those are good enough, I guess. No license needs to drive. A cool acronym needs a cool meaning, and the goblins haven't skimped on meaning of drive, standing for dynamic. I don't really care. It's a car. Players can earn customizable G99 breakneck vehicle to use exclusively in their adventures within Undermine. You'll push the boundaries of the locomotion. Okay. So for shipping and handling jobs, you need drive to do them. Essentially, is what it seems like. Seems like a lot of timed quests. If I had to like assume, you can adjust the car's characteristics, just color and like stats. Okay. Raid unlock schedule. Okay. March, basically up until March 25th is the wing 4. So race against time to start Dark Fuse and Venture Co. from sabotaging a dam that would have disastrous effects on the Ringing Deeps. Operation Floodgate is a 4-boss dungeon in the Ringing Deeps that will be available across Heroic, Mythic, Mythic Plus difficulties. PvP. New class sets. I honestly think of these, what was the one I thought looked good? Rogue. Rogue looks really great. I think Rogue looks really good. I think Shaman looks bad. Looks like they're from Warframe. Warlock doesn't really look very inspired in my opinion. Okay, that's not terrible for Mage. Druid kind of looks like more of the same, but it's not bad either. I think Warrior is not great either. It doesn't look that great. So Rogue's W though. Rogue designer. Good job. New dungeon rotation. 5 dungeons with a war within are included. 3 dungeons for the previous expansion. Operation Floodgate. Let's see. Priority of the Sacred Flame, Mother Load, Workshop, Theater of Pain. I think these are the 3 that we're already aware of though. So in reality, not a whole bunch of new from what I see, at least. Delve's Journey. I will say this actually transmog actually looks pretty decent with that look. Let's see if I can pull it up. Yeah, it looks decent. decently cool. The whole like plague doctor look. I like it. Gobtrotter. I think these mounts look kind of dumb, but hey, it's okay. They don't gotta be special. I just like the whole thing, idea of the blimp and whatnot. They just kind of look cheesy. That looks interesting. It's better than what was it, the mana worm? I can't remember what it's called. Felt bad. I feel like that's stuff we've seen before, but I don't mind it. Let's see. The Gobfather world boss. Let's see. Once a source of pride for Bilgewater cartel, the mech was a force to be reckoned with in Demolition Dome, a pinnacle of Goblin innovation until someone gave it an old change. Now the king of Demo Dome has gone haywire, running amok and threatening to unleash havoc upon the citizens of Undermine. I do hope that this world boss is not like the first world boss that we got in the War Within, where it's just kind of like everyone just spams, like you don't even need healers. I hope it's like an actual world boss you have to put like healers towards. Like you have to actually try, you know, more than just like just standing there. Like literally it's a brainless fight. So I hope it's not that. So we'll see. New campaign chapters, trust issues. Discover what the Darkfuse and Gallywix have been doing behind the stone wall at opportunity points. Undermine awaits. Become acquainted with the cartels of Undermine and uncover pieces of Gallywix's machinations in the great capital city of Undermine, uncovering the truth and breaking the shackles. Join Gazlo and Renzik as they continue through Undermine, uncovering Gallywix's secrets and why each of the cartels are working towards Gallywix's goals. Ignite the fuels of change. The spark of revolution finally ignites on March 3rd. Join the goblins of Undermine in their effort to take back the streets. Okay. Maybe like instead of having the theater, we have this, Ignite the Fuel of Change, where it's like, and so instead of like participating in some sort of play, you're doing this. Homecoming, a new questing experience becomes available for the first time anywhere on March 3rd. Homecoming. Interesting. Maybe like a retention mechanic for like prior retail players. New local stories from the Ringing Deeps to Undermine. There is more to learn about goblins and their explosive culture. The kobolds have even snuck in here for a fun romp around the lake. Okay. I would say main points here. Just like previously, you're going to have multiple Renown tracks. In those multiple Renown tracks, you're going to have things that unlock, but it's not going to be things that are like key. It's just things that make farming those a little bit less burdensome. So you get like buffs along the way. To me, that's a miss. I think that if you're doing sort of you're picking sides or factions, then make it to where I'm picking a side that I want the most, whether it's best for my class, my profession, or if it's something that I just enjoy doing in the game. Say I like doing transmog. Make them separate things that you get specifically the things you want from the game. Don't make it to where everything is kind of going to give you something along those lines. Like everything kind of participates. I'm not a big fan of that. I think it's kind of a miss to do that because it's not significant then. It's not significant to just be like, oh yeah, all this kind of does the same stuff. It's just whatever one you want to pick. Whatever scenery you like doing it in the most. That to me doesn't make sense. Also, names aren't memorable. It doesn't really seem like that's the case. And I'm going to make an honest effort in this season to try to listen to all the lore, read the quest text. I'm going to try to like really get involved here because I think like goblins are really like underserved in World of Warcraft. So I think it would be interesting to find out more about them. I'm going to give it a God's honest truth like chance. But at the same time with this, like the names already just seem insignificant. The separation of them just seems like a visual thing more than it is actually a significance thing. Cause it just seems like ultimately it's all for like the Gallywix in a center. Like it's going to be the center main piece. It doesn't really matter which one you pick, especially because none of these guys are like horde only, for example, or it's not like a horde only thing, despite it being them being a horde faction. So it's like, it's that blending of the factions where it doesn't matter which faction you are. It doesn't matter which Renown track you pick. It's just kind of do what you want type of stuff. And there's not really like a significance there. I don't really feel it yet. So I'm not really on the cautious optimism side. I'm in the kind of like, is that it side? And so you can judge me for that. You can hate on me for that, but I don't really care if you think that I'm wrong about it, because I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong about this because I want there to be a good deal of lore. I think what we've seen a lot recently is a lot of get rid of the old character and put in the young protege instead. And we've seen that over and over and over again. And so I feel like what we're going to see now is we're just going to see all these characters. Oh, these are the central characters. And then it's just going to be about Gallywix. And then it's going to, all of a sudden, they'd be deposed and just replaced with somebody else anyway. So, yeah, I need to see something more, because right now, if you're not just enthralled by all of the mounts and all of the visuals, then you're probably in the same boat as me and just kind of like, yeah, it's a lot. It's very showy. You know, it has like the visuals are nice, but that only takes you so far. The visuals will only take you so far before you're just like, okay, but seriously, like what else? So far, it just seems like a lot of interesting, maybe like quirky quests and world quests and events. I don't know if quirkiness is enough to like that be the thing that I care about. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope this was informative to you. Of course, like and subscribe to the page while you're at it. And until next time, I'll catch you in the next one.